The ERS Clinical Research Collaborations Programme is a very important part of their work. And to talk to us about one of those clinical research collaborations, SPACE, I welcome two guests, Jonathan Grigg and Franca Rusconi. Franca, first of all, just remind us, what is a clinical research collaboration?
A clinical research collaboration is a collaboration between members of ERS to develop research programs. And it's important because if you want to start a research program, you have something to push you to do that, and this is a help by ERS to develop such programs, collaborative programs between several researchers in Europe.
Now tell me a bit about the one that you are both involved in, which is called SPACE. I'm sure that's an acronym for something.
Well, what we're doing in this CRC is addressing a major problem we have in pediatrics, because we've got these new treatments coming on board, which are called biologics, and the pool of children that are eligible for trials are getting smaller and smaller. So we really need to collaborate together, work amongst ourselves as clinicians, but also interact with industry so we can actually get the information from these children, the trials in these children, which will help us to guide treatment. So it's really addressing a deficiency that we have across Europe.
And is that because these conditions are rare in individual countries?
That's absolutely right. We're dealing with children who've got reasonably severe asthma, who often have to have certain features such as a blood change or a certain level of a protein in their bloods. So you get a handful per centre, or even 1 or 2% that could be eligible. So it's any one centre can't do a clinical trial. We really have to work together to make sure that we get this information from all children.
So the goals are clearly to recruit the right number of patients that you need, but tell me where you're at in the project at the moment. How far have you got with the project?
I can't say we just start, but in a way we are starting now to recruit patients. But we did a lot of work before, because asthma severe asthma in children is a rare disease, but it's also different from adults. So we had to build up a protocol and a web-based registry, especially for children. So we work a lot on criteria for inclusion that are different from that of adults, and also on several variables, for example, how to evaluate outcomes, or which kind of variables to describe this kind of patients, and to have a clinical picture of several phenotypes of severe asthma in children.
So Jonathan, Franca is an epidemiologist, and clearly epidemiologists are a very important part of a collaboration, the most important part.
Almost certainly.
Almost certainly, because you really need to get their input to be with the clinicians. And is that really what this collaboration means, that you pull in all these people as well as all the centres?
Yes, I mean we need a mixed skill set, and I think we've delivered this very nicely in the SPACE CRC. So Franca's got expertise not only in epidemiology, but running registries or similar registries in Italy, and so has a knowledge about how data can be managed and how we can transfer data across borders. But also in the core we have individuals and centres who are looking after children, this small group of children. So by interacting amongst ourselves, we really are maximising the potential for synergies.
And what's the role of the ERS? Would this be possible without the ERS?
Well, the ERS really it's been the major funder. It's given us the seed core funding to develop the structure. But what and now we will be looking to expand this to actually make across Europe, and for that we'll be discussing with other funders to sustain this research initial research capacity.
What will success look like for you at the end of this project? What would you like to achieve for patients with this project?
For patients, of course, the main goal is to have better treatments, personalized treatments for patients with severe asthma, and also better care and better quality of life, because we already know, for example, in Italy we are working a lot of neuropsychological problems and quality of life of these patients. We know that are worse than that of other patients with asthma. So it's important to find out the best therapies and also the best protocols to study new drugs, because sometimes protocols for adults are too heavy for young children or also for adolescents. The problems are young children but also adolescents who don't have time, don't want to be sick, and so I think not only a therapeutic target, but a better care for these patients.
Well, thank you very much for telling us about this. And you can hear more about some of the ERS clinical research collaborations if you continue to watch live at ERS, because we'll be bringing you that news and plenty more information and hot stuff from the Congress.